Welcome to Living the Empowered Life. My name is Yvonne, and this channel is all about bringing you content that's empowering, encouraging and inspiring. So if this is the type of content you need in your life, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any uploads, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like the content. Today's video is a book review, and I want to share with you a book I quickly read. It is called Failed It: How to Turn Mistakes into Ideas and Other Advice for Successfully Screwing Up. So this is a really interesting book, as you can see. Now, the front cover, or what is traditionally the front cover, is actually the back cover, and the blurb, which is at the back of the book, is the front cover. And they've done it this way on purpose because they want to show you that things that are not traditionally the right way round or done the right way doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I thought that was actually a really creative thing to do. The author of this book is Erik Kessels, and I paid £1.30 for this book on eBay. I came across this book as I was looking for other kind of motivational creative books, and it came up on my feed on Amazon. Couldn't really get it on Amazon for a price that I wanted to pay for it. But when I went over to eBay, because when I go over to eBay, sometimes I find books for secondhand for cheaper, and that's why I found this book for £1.30. As I briefly mentioned, Erik Kessels is the author of this book called Failed It, and Verdon, which is the publishing house of this book, also has produced some of my other favourite books that look like this as well. I don't know if you've checked out my other videos, but I did a book review on Paul Arden's book, Whatever You Think the Opposite. It's Not How Good You Are, It's How Good You Want to Be. And also Damn Good Advice, which I thought this book was okay. I will leave links to one of these books at the top of this video and the rest down in the description box. But back to this book. First of all, I love the design of these books, and I am quite drawn to books that are by creative people. A lot of these books that I've shown you have a lot of pictures in them, but they also have like quotes that are quite inspiring. For instance, let's face it, we've all failed, maybe not on a grand scale, but in some way, shape or form we've screwed up. And that is the opening quote to this book. I really do like that. One of the things that this book does is that it gets you to think about your mistakes in a different way. Erik shares, so what do we all mean when we say something or someone is a failure? The dictionary definition is lack of success. In other words, everything from flop to disaster and all the points in between. But what happens if we take this short-sighted view of failure and flip it on its head? What if we reimagine failure as one of the surest routes to creative success, instead of the road to perdition? Perhaps the mistakes and circumstances that join forces to create failure are not your mortal enemy, but are in fact the key element in producing something new and exciting. And he illustrates this by sharing different images within the book. So for instance, he shows all these different types of pictures: a tea bag with a longer string, a bent screw, a marble that's not exactly round. A lot of people in their right mind would think that these things are failures, they didn't come out right. But what he's trying to show through the images of this book is that beauty can be found in the imperfect things. He also talks about confidence being overrated and that insecurity is essential in creativity. It's in making those mistakes and feeling free to be free of perfection, free of expectations, just to go with the flow, that the real magic happens. One of the things that sum up why he believes that it's okay to be a failure in some things and to learn from mistakes is he shares here, just because something doesn't fulfill its original purpose, just because your initial calculations were off by a few degrees, doesn't mean the unexpected result won't lead to something resembling genius. As somebody who creates content, creates workshops, even in creating and walking along with a vision, sometimes when I don't get the results that I thought I would get, sometimes I have a tendency to think that it was a failure. After taking a step back and looking on things again, I find that it brings out something that I wouldn't have necessarily thought about, or to do something or create something in a way that I didn't actually plan out. In this book, there are lots of interesting quotes like "Your mistakes could change the world," "Triumph of the amateur," I love that. And something I do struggle with at times, don't take yourself too seriously. It's got quite a lot of different images in it to show you like the beauty in making mistakes and the beauty in looking at things that people would perceive as odd or a failure or mistake. It's got lots of different interesting pictures. Even artists that have done things like deliberately taken something that was perfect, like a tire, and turned it into a piece of art. So basically, you know, it's how you look on your mistakes and what you learn from them. Mistakes, for me, is one of the things that I think, okay, it's a mistake, I have to scratch it and start again. But just by looking through this book, I can see that you don't have to necessarily start again. You can actually pick up on that mistake or the thing that is perceived to yourself as a failure and do something new or imaginative with it. Erik Kessels says it's the start of genius. It's the start of where inspiration can really kick in. This book will appeal to you if you're a creative, somebody who likes short bursts of inspiration. This is what these books do provide for me. I love the fact that they're well designed, and I love creative books that just show you things that just look really odd but seem really cool, and this is what this book does. So I will leave a link to this book down in the description box below. I definitely recommend these books anyway. I've got quite a little collection of them now on my bookcase. But let me know if you have turned any mistakes you have made into success, and what is your views on failure? Do you think failure is final, or do you think failure can be the start of something new? So that is it for this video. Take care, and I will see you again soon.